that bookshelf, there's a response you're going to have. The response is apathy, worry, anxiety. Get very uptight. If you have a big skill, that is, you know how to hammer a bookshelf, put the bookshelf together, and I tell you, you can only hammer a nail. That's all you can do in this lesson. You also have a discrepancy which causes you bad feelings, apathy, relaxation in the worst sense where you're just lazy or boredom. But, ladies and gentlemen, if you have skills and challenges that match, so if I say to you, hey, you hammer a bookshelf and you know how to hammer a bookshelf, this is what you get. You get arousal, excitement, because you can do it. You get control because you have the capacity to control the process. And you get flow. Now this word I've made popular, making something. How many have heard me give this talk before? Oh, well, this is my lucky night. Nobody. That's good. Get seated. Come on in. You're welcome. Babies are welcome. Babies anoint a Montessori event. Okay, so you have flow. So what's flow? Flow is this. Your goals are clear. You get immediate feedback about what you're doing. Your skills match challenges. We talked about the bookshelf, matching the bookshelf. Concentration is deep. You can't get your mind off of it. Problems are forgotten. You don't think about anything else but what you're working on. Control is possible. You have control over your medium. You know what you're doing. Self-consciousness disappears. You could do this in your pajamas. You could be totally nude, trying to get some excitement out of all of it. Sense of time is altered. Where does the time go? Experience becomes autotelic for its own sake. So, what I'm going to ask you to do is to discuss with somebody beside you, near you, around you, what gives you flow as a coach? What gives you flow? Go ahead. What excites you? What draws you into a process? What gives you flow? I guarantee, if you do this exercise, you'll have an understanding of Montessori that will allow you to do a PhD on the subject. Go for it. Talk to somebody about your flow. What gives you flow? Now, I'm going to call on some of you, so be ready. We've got about 3 minutes.
I used to do a job I can sit the same height on my computer. It really came at my start.
Let's talk about you. Dancing.
Shikshama high term. What gives you flow? Somebody else. Yes. Pardon me, there's 2 teachers in a row. You want parents too, but that's right. All right. Michelle,
I knit, and so
you want to stand up and show us what flow looks like?
I don't need that. I don't need no stinking mic. I knit all the time, as most people who've known me for more than a little bit know. I almost always have knitting with me, and that's my.
Okay.
So, and
That's
I
your
can
trademark.
keep
Your
track.
trademark flow. Anybody else have flow? Something strange.
When I'm skiing, and it's just a little bit beyond, it's enough of a challenge, but I'm not like going. So a single diamond on the East Coast, or maybe a double diamond, maybe.
Someone else. Someone else. Flow. I need to know what gives you flow. Yes. Stand up. Just be very loud.
Just looking at having a good morning, getting ready for school.
Good morning. Clothes going on. Comfortable. Breakfast meeting. You get in the car on time. Okay, she's in the state of flow. How often does that happen? Not often.
And that means,
My sympathy. All right. Anyone else? Flow. What gives you flow? Yes.
Music.
Music. What kind of music?
Mainly like old school R&B. If I'm listening in the car, everybody's with me, and I can just drive.
Can you give us a sample? All right. Anybody else? Flow. What gives you flow? Yes. Oh, okay. My AV person, the audio-visual PTA person, right?
Is that what I am?
That's what I was told. So what gives you
I was just
flow?
admiring grace. But ballet dancing gives me flow. The goal is clear, the feedback's immediate, especially if you're dancing in front of a mirror. If the skill doesn't meet
You dance
your
in front of
challenge-
a mirror? Is that
In ballet, yeah. Unless you're on stage, but you're going to practice in front of the mirror, and then when you're on stage, you get the feedback of the audience.
Isn't this interesting?
And you add your own piece if the skill doesn't meet your challenge. You might do a fouette if you think a pirouette is too simple. So
Do you add your own challenge by using your body? Okay, keep going. We're all waiting.
your concentration is deep. You can't possibly think about anything else when you're focused on your steps or your arm movements. Maybe in modern you can think about other stuff, but in ballet you can't.
Okay.
Problems are forgotten as soon as you move on to the next piece. Control is possible. Of course, you are in charge of your own destiny with ballet, especially if the skill matches a challenge. If you go too high, then
You flop.
you flop. Self-consciousness disappears, especially when you're on stage. Sense of time is altered until the very, very end, and then you're like, has it been an hour and 15 minutes? I'm dying. And the experience becomes
Telic.
autotelic.
That means it just goes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the reward is the activity.
Well, you took everybody else's time, but that's all right. It was extremely well done, wasn't it? That she was able to make all those matches. All right, now this is what a 3-year-old looks like, or a 4-year-old looks like, experiencing flow. And you see in this picture, there is a focus. There is you see that's a thread that goes down from the fingers to the button. She's sewing a button. You see her eyes. You see the axis in her head. You see the lips pursed. That's a child in flow. And you see that artificial light in the back that makes her look transformed. But what I want to say is, in the Montessori school, the design is to create an environment which is conducive to flow. 300 hands-on activity in every classroom. These children are, and I saw it today when I walked through the classes, they are engaged most of the time. Most of the time. That's a teenager in flow. No, that's a 16-year-old in flow. What really happens is even more dramatic.